Okay, so let's start. Here I'm on the notepad, and yeah, the screen is visible now. So when we talk about web development is actually in two different parts. There are two parts in web development. First is the web designing, the front end portion, and another one is the back end portion. So when we talk about the front end portion, let me explain. I will suggest to take some screenshots, or you can say some notes also. Otherwise, you will be having the recording. You can see it afterwards, and you can take the notes that time also. Okay. So first portion is the front end, and another one is the back end. The web development includes like creation of the websites basically. So when we talk about web development, it is a process of creating websites. I'm writing it here. Web development is a process to create websites. And when we talk about website is of two, like it is in two different parts basically, as I said, front end and back end.
Ma'am,
So
screen
a
is
web
not available, ma'am. Ma'am,
screen is not
screen
visible.
is yes, ma'am.
Tanzay, screen is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Praveen, please check. There must be some network issue because this notepad, on the notepad I am typing, you can see white screen should be there. Praveen, is the screen visible to you now? I am typing on
No, ma'am.
whiteboard. Okay, in that case, I suggest you, Praveen, please leave the meeting and join it again. Maybe there is some network issue at your end.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, now the screen is visible, Praveen. Okay,
Yes.
so yes, okay, very good. So yes, as I said, that web development is basically designing the websites, creating the websites. Now, web development is a process of creating websites, and a website is actually contained of two different parts. The first one is the front end, and another one is the back end. Now, when we talk about front end, there are different tools which are actually getting used when you are creating the front end. Front end is basically known as web designing. So when we talk about front end, it is known as designing. Let me just tell that here. So here I'm writing web designing. So designing is the interface. I will be telling everything in detail. At least you would be able to explain that what is web development. When you are going to be a web developer after this course, so you should know that what does it mean. Web designing is basically the front end part. Front end means what you see in the website. That is actually the graphical user interface. That is the interface. I'm writing it here. Graphical user interface. So the front end basically which people see when you log into a particular interface or on the website. So that particular website is showing one page, and that is the front end which we can see. That is the interface, the medium between the user and the website. So that site is basically the front end. And to create that front end, there are three tools: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So these are the three basic tools. Like whenever you are creating a website, it's necessary that you should know them. Before knowing these, it's not that you cannot create, because there are different tools right now. Today also a lot of tools are available which you can use to create your website. You can drag and drop on the wix.com, or you can use the WordPress theme. But WordPress theme or the wix.com will be not teaching you that how to develop a website. A web developer is a person who should know these things, because until you know these things, you won't be able to develop a website by yourself. If in the existing website or in an existing theme which you have got on the WordPress or a wix.com kind of websites, so you won't be able to make changes into it. You cannot make the changes in the code until you are knowing that how to do the coding. When we talk about backend is actually is the like part which contain two things. One is the database, basically the database, and a programming language. So when we talk about backend, so two things come into the picture. One is the database and another one is the programming language. Now when we talk about a database, so a database can be a place where basically we store our data. When you create a form, like there is a form, you are just filling that form, enrollment form, registration form, and when you fill that form and you press the submit button, so somewhere your data is getting stored, and that particular place is known as the database. So database is basically a repository, a place, an inventory, a store where your data is getting stored. And now the database is actually handled with different programming language, different database languages. So firstly, I'm telling you the database tools, and then I'll be telling you the programming tools which are required. So database could be of like there are different tools, like the different languages are there for programming. Similarly, for database also there are different things. MySQL is there, Postgre is there. I'm just telling these things to you because at least you will be knowing them after this. Then SQL is there, Oracle is there. These all are different. These all are different softwares. Any of them we can use. And but yes, for every kind of application, every kind of web application which you are creating, there is a set tool, means a good one which is best compatible with any particular programming language. Like for both either Java or PHP, we will be using MySQL because that is the lightweight software and very easily in configured, easy like it is easy to install, easy to use, and yes, widely used throughout the world. So in 90% of websites which you see on the internet, there MySQL is getting used, and you will be also studying that only. And there are many, like we can talk about the Oracle, etc. I am writing here. For many more are there. Now, when we talk about programming, so programming languages are many which can be used for the web development. That is the point, that yeah, there are many programming languages, but all are not for web development. So what languages can be used for the web development, that I am telling you. PHP can be used. PHP is mainly for web development only. Then Java. In Java there are three types. The J2EE, that stands for Jakarta to platform. I'm writing here the full thing, platform, and it's enterprise edition. Let me write that also, enterprise edition. So this particular edition, this particular type of Java, there are three types of application which can be developed in Java. So J2EE is the type where the website is developed. So that is actually for the web development in Java. Then with a Python also you can develop the websites, but that time you need to use some frameworks. Some frameworks like Django could be there, or Flask could be there. There are many frameworks, etc. So these are the frameworks which can be used in Python to develop the website. So Django, Flask, and many more are there. And there is one more thing, like you can just go for the .NET framework also. .NET itself is a framework. So .NET framework. So like there are many tools, many tools, or you can say many type of programming language, many technologies which you can use for your website development. Now, if anybody asks you that what is web development or what a web developer do, can you tell? One by one, you explain this thing to me. Praveen, first of all, you tell me that what do you mean by web development? Unmute yourself and tell me. It's written in front of you.
I mean web development, it helps to give
It helps to create
ma'am to
websites.
give
Huh?
up, yes ma'am, create website and to
Okay.
give a particular data to someone and to
Okay, Praveen. Okay, Chandri, you can explain this. Can you explain this? That what is a web developer, or what is the meaning of web development?
And web development means web development is a process in which from we have to create the websites
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay. Hmm. Okay, very good. Okay, that only I wanted to hear. Very good. So I hope that whatever I have discussed till now, that much is clear to both of you. This much clear?
yes ma'am.
yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
very good. Very good. So now I am moving further towards the first thing in the web development, in the front end. So firstly, like as I said, you both will be studying these three things together. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, that is the front end. That will be common for both of you. So I am starting from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That is going to be very, very basic thing. So it will be easily understandable. Now, actually, there are different softwares. Now I'm just, you can take the screenshot. I will be just closing this screen and I will be coming to the browser. So now within, I will count three. You can take the screenshot. Okay, 1, 2. entry. Now, after this, I am going to tell you about the softwares which you can use when you are developing a website. So here, Notepad is always available. So, but Notepad actually you do not have to use. The Notepad which you are having in your system, this Notepad, you can use to create a website. You can actually use it to create the front end. You can use in Java also, you can use it in PHP also. But actually it is not a professional tool. There are many other tools, like people use Notepad++ also. Like I'm just telling all of them. But yes, I will be using some one particular which will be very specific. So you can go for Notepad++ also, or you can go for Atom. Atom is a very good one and a professional tool. It is a professional tool which is a code editor. This can be used for developing the websites easily. It gives good suggestions and it gives good professional environment. In companies also this is getting used. Another one is VS Code. So VS Code is like Visual Studio Code, and this is basically again a code editor. See, there are differences between the text editor and code editor. Notepad is not a code editor, it is a text editor. Either it is Notepad++ or it is the normal Notepad, but it is not a code editor. Atom is code editor and Visual Studio Code editor is the code editor simply. So you can download any of them. The third one also I am telling, but I will be using Atom right now. And you can also follow me, so that will be helping you out. Sublime is also there. It is like text editing done right. You know, it's already saying that text edit, but actually it can work very nicely for the code editor also. You can see the code and all is already written here. It's giving you the examples. You can download this one also. But yes, I have told you all these things. Even I will be sharing the links also. So I will be sharing these links also in the app. So after the class you can access them. But yes, for now I will be using this one, that is the Atom. I will be changing the softwares in like maybe some. Right now I'm using Atom. After 15 days I will like switch towards any other software, so at least you will be getting the idea also that how basically these softwares are getting used. So you can follow me and you can basically go with Atom itself. When you just want to download, you can just download it simply, and you just have to install it with the next wizard. It is really simple. After the installation, you just have to open it in your system. As you can see in my system, it's installed. So Atom, it's written here. You can just open it. When you will be opening it, so the welcome screen will be coming. Let it be open. So I will be starting the coding today only. It is very practical internship. So every day you will be doing the practical only. Mostly things will be practical. If there will be any conceptual things, so I will be dictating to you. So one particular project of mine is already open here, but I want a new window. So I am selecting here new window. So you can see now this new window is in front of me. So this, you can see the welcome screen and this welcome guide and everything. Like this way this particular software will be coming to you, and it is really very professional look also, as you can see. So here you can just close this welcome screen. This is not required to us. Now here it asks to add folder or reopen a folder. If you are already having a folder of project which you have created, you can reopen it. If you want to use for one particular, like you are going to create a new one, so you can create a new one also. So what I am going to do, firstly I am just going to create a folder and then I will be opening it. So all your batch things will be in that particular folder. So here I'm just creating a folder. Web development. Okay, web development, and today's date I am writing, so I'll remember that this batch it is. Okay, it's 21. Fine. So this folder I have created in B drive. Now I have created it, so we can just open it now. I am just going towards this file menu. Inside this file menu, I am going to open folder. As I am going to open folder, it will be coming this way. I can go towards my E drive, as I have created this folder in the E drive. Wherever you like, you can create. And this folder is present here. I have selected it and I am opening it. Now here you can see this project folder is here. So here in this project folder, I will be creating separate folders for HTML, CSS and JavaScript itself. So here I'm new folder, you can see option is there. I'm just creating it, and inside this I'm creating the folder for HTML. So here you can see a folder is created, HTML. Again, I can create, like I am just telling you how to create. So this is CSS. So two folders, suppose I have created, one more I can create for JS, JavaScript. So the files, the programs which we will be creating for HTML, CSS and JavaScript, I will be keeping here in these particular folders. Now, before starting with the HTML, I would like to introduce this to you also. So now let's start with the HTML introduction. So firstly, I will be just telling some points and then I will be starting with the coding. So when we are going to talk about HTML, first thing comes into the picture that HTML is an acronym. Acronym means small form, like short. In short, you say HTML, but the full form of HTML is Hypertext Markup Language. So the full form of HTML is Hypertext Markup Language. It is a tag-based language. I will be explaining each and every line what I am writing here. I will be explaining everything. It is a tag-based language. Third point could be it is non-case sensitive. Don't worry, I'll explain. Sensitive. Okay. So first of all, it comes that it is a hypertext markup language. Like it is the full form, not only the full form, actually there is some meaning out of it. So hypertext means just like in your Microsoft Word, you have studied about hyperlinks. Do you know about hyperlink in Microsoft Word or Excel? You have used hyperlink?
No, ma'am.
No, you have not used Microsoft Word. And Chandray,
Ma'am,
what
I
about you?
use.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I have no idea.
No idea. No idea of hyperlink? No issues. Let me show you hypertext. So let's come towards hypertext. Now, whenever you search something on the internet, suppose you are searching, okay, let's search Framework Educational Hub. And as you have searched this Framework Educational Hub, what these things are coming? These are the links. These are the links which is coming on the Google. Now, these links are known as hypertext. Okay, so this is hypertext, and like this is known as hypertext markup language. So why it is known as markup? Markup means it is providing the marks, the keys. You can say like when you are moving from one place to another in your city. Suppose you are going from your home to college, home to school. So there are multiple marks. You can say landmarks. There we call it landmarks, but here we call markups. So the landmark tell us that okay, you have to turn left, you have to turn right, or this particular place. So same it is happening here also. You can see this is the link, this is the hypertext, and this written in small is actually the markup. This is the markup. That means if I am clicking on it, so where I will be reaching, I will be reaching to particular mark. So this is a mark, this is a website, but yes, this is actually the place where it was indicating me. So hypertext markup language is a language which provides us the mark to redirect from one place to another. So that's why it is known as hypertext markup language. Is it clear? Is it clear that why it is hypertext markup language?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So next point is it is tag based language. Now it is known as tag based language basically because there are tags. Let me give you the example. This way I am giving the example, but I will be doing the practical also today only. I'll tell you. So here you have to write tags. This is known as tag. HTML is a tag here. This way we have to use the tags, and these tags will be creating the programs for the hypertext markup language, like you can see websites and all. It is non-case sensitive. Case. There is a word case sensitive. What is the meaning of that? Anybody can tell what is the meaning of case sensitive? What is a case in computer? You can say.
Ma'am, that case means uppercase and lowercase that we can write
Very
in
good. Very good.
bada
Very
and
good.
chota.
Absolutely correct. Okay. So case means uppercase or lowercase. Non-case sensitive means that it is not making a difference if it is uppercase or lowercase. Either we write the code in uppercase or we write the code in lowercase, it will be not making a difference. This is the reason why HTML is known as non-case sensitive language. Okay, I hope this is clear now. So now this was a small intro for the HTML. Let's move towards the Atom now. And here I will be explaining you. I'm just showing this once again if you want to take the screenshot. And now I'm moving towards the Atom. So there I'll be starting with the very first program. So in the HTML one, this folder I will be creating the files. I'm right clicking on it and I'm using this new file option. Control N is the shortcut key to create the new file. You can create directly. Here I am giving the name file1.html. Now HTML is the extension for the HTML files. That means fourth point could be HTML or even HTML. Two extensions are there actually. So there are .html or .htm are the extensions. I'm writing here is extension for HTML files. So when you are creating a notepad file, you save it with the .txt. When you create a C language program, you save it with .c. When you create a Microsoft Word file, you save it with .doc. When you create HTML file, you save it either with HTML or HTM. I will suggest you to use HTML because one thing should be followed. You cannot do this that you are doing for somewhere you are using HTML and other places you are using HTML. You have to use any one of it. So I will suggest to use HTML. So here you can see this way we have given the extension, that is .html I have given here. Now as this is a code editor, I am using this plus symbol. You can see this font size is coming. I am using control plus and I can increase the font size with the help of control plus on Atom, and with the control minus I can decrease the font size on Atom. So I am keeping the font size this much. Everybody will be able to see this properly. Now here, as it is a code editor and we have saved our file with the .html, we have to just type HTML. I have typed here and I am pressing enter. You can see this much code is already coming to us, automatically coming to us. But yes, like this much code is coming here. HTML tag is there, their head tag is there, their meta tag is there, doc type is there, title is there, body is there. But this is the basic structure of HTML. But I am just deleting this and I will be telling everything from the very scratch. So I will be telling these things that what is this one by one. Firstly, always you have to take the HTML tag. HTML tag is basically in two places, like you can say starting and ending, two parts it is. So this is the main tag. Whatever code you are writing, that will be written inside this HTML tag. So HTML and HTML. Now this you can write in capital also, you can write in small also because it is non-case sensitive. So here HTML we have taken. Inside the HTML, what we do, we create the code for the websites. So this is a website, like suppose here I am and I am going towards the www.fameworldeducationalhub.com. So www.fameworldeducational.com is our official website of FameWorld Educational Hub simply. So this is the website. These kind of websites you can create after learning the web development simply. So here what is actually happening, this is like this is the interface, and in this website there are two parts. In any website there are two parts. First one is the head and another one is the body. So this upper one, like till this line you can say, this is known as head, and after that it is known as body. Suppose I go towards any other website or I just go towards the YouTube also. So till here where this address is written, it is known as head, and after that it is known as body. So the topmost where this line comes, up to this it is head and below that it is body. So every website is in two different parts. Up to this it is head and below that it is body. So what we are going to do now, we are actually going to divide our HTML code in two parts. One is going to be the head. Every tag comes in two parts, one opening tag and closing tag. This is opening tag, this is closing tag, and you have to nest the code one inside the another. That means you have to write HTML first and then inside that everything will be coming. Now first part we have created and another part is body. So we have created the second part, that is body. Now in the head what comes, suppose here you can see the title is there. You can see here it's written FameWorld Educational Hub. This is the title. This is the title. This is the title, subline text which is coming here. Visual code, this is the title. Atom, this is the title. So how to create it? We can create it with the help of title tag. So here I am taking title tag. Okay, title tag. Inside title I am writing, let's write what to write. I am writing here web development. So this will be written on the top, on the title bar. Then in the head you have seen that we have given the title, and in the body we can write whatever we like. Suppose I am writing here, this is my first HTML code. Okay, now I have saved it. Now there are two different ways to access this file. First one is that you can go to the folder where you have saved. Let me come there. Inside this folder we have saved in HTML1. Here you can see this file 1 is present, which we have created here. And you can see that the extension, because it is HTML, that's why it is telling the type Chrome HTML document. Here the symbol of your Chrome is coming. Maybe you are having Explorer, Windows Explorer, maybe you are having like it says, not the Windows Explorer, Internet Explorer or Edge or Mozilla Firefox or Opera. There are many web browsers. Here, here I am using Chrome. So this is coming with the Chrome. I am just double clicking on this file, and this file will be opened just like a website. Here you can see, and here you can see on the title it's written web development. As it was written here, FameWord Educational Hub, here it is written web development, and on the body you can see it's written, this is my first HTML file. This much clear that what we have done.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Acha, any of you have studied HTML before this, or you are studying for the first time?
First,
First time. And Chandri,
Ma'am, I
You have
know
studied-
little bit.
you know little bit. Okay, Chandri, what you are doing right now? Like I don't know what course you are like enrolled right now. Not this one, in your college and all.
I am from CS, ma'am.
BTech.
Yes, I'm from BTech CS.
Okay. Okay, very good. So good, then it's very good for you. Okay, so now this is the very basic, like I just tried it to tell it from the very basic. Now you have seen that these are the tags, and now this is head, inside tag, this is body, this is title. Now I'm creating a new file, Control N I press, so you can see untitled file has here come here, and I'm saving it with file2.html inside this folder. File2.html, just to create multiple files. Okay, now I will be not using that simple basic codes again and again. I'll just type HTML here and I'll press enter. So here you can see this is here. Now you can see it is having HTML, then it is having head, then it is having title, then it is having body. All things are arranged. What is this doc type? This is the comment. This is the comment, and this comment is basically telling us that the type of the document is HTML. So this particular document is in HTML format. That is the reason why it is written here. Then it is written lang equals to English, en means English, and dir equals to ltr means left to right. That means the direction will be left to right. So it's not necessary to write these things, but it is coming by default. It is not making any difference to us. We will be not removing it. You can remove it also. You cannot. You do not want, then don't remove it. But yes, lang English means language English, and dir is left to right. That is the direction is left to right. In the head, it's written meta. Meta text means something like a text, you can say information, like some set of information, and it is setting it is telling character set UTF-8. That means it is having the character set of UTF-8. This is the mechanism like ASCII code or UTF you are having, so that is getting followed by the browsers. That's why it's written here. That is again not making any difference to us. We will be not removing it. So you can remove this also, but you can keep it also. I am keeping it for now. Now here I am writing file2 as the title. Okay, now inside the body, let's do something now. So what I am going to take, I am going to take some text. Suppose I am writing, this is a web development internship. I'm just writing some content from my side, just like that. This is the web development internship. The interns here are very energetic and keen to learn. Okay, so 2 lines I have written here. Now, this is inside the body. Now, I told you that there are 2 different ways to run a file. So, first way you saw that there are file2 is also present. You can double click on it and you will be running it. Another way is Atom is actually providing us a live server. So, we can also use the live server to run our file. Here in the packages, I have installed it. I will be telling you. I'm just going to tell you that how you can install the live server in your Atom. In the file menu, you can just go towards the settings. I'm telling that how you can install it. When you will be coming in the settings, there install option is coming. So you can go towards the install option. Here you can just search server or live server. You can search. Okay, it's giving Atom live server. You can see. So here it says disable because I have already installed into my system. So it says uninstall. I am not going to uninstall it. In your system, it will be coming install. So here it will be written install. You just have to click on it. You have to keep your internet connection on. So it will be installed into your system. So after it will be installed, you can launch it. How you can launch it? Suppose now it is installed in my system. I have created HTML file like this. So I can go towards the packages, and here you can see in my packages, it says Atom Live Server. So I'm just going to start this live server, start server. Okay. What is the benefit of live server? We do not have to worry about refreshing actually. This you can see now the Atom Live Server is here. You can see the local host is also there, 127.0.0.1 colon 3000 is the port number. Local host is basically the local host, like our system is the local host. This framework educational website is actually on the server, not the local host. So anybody can access it. You can also open it in your system. You can just go towards the training and internship. So you will be getting all the details about it. Everything is coming from the database. Everything is saved somewhere, and from there it is coming. And it is directly coming from the server. It is on the internet. All these details are present on the internet. You can directly search it. But right now, we are not on the internet. We are on the local server. We are creating our code and keeping it as system. That's why this local server is there, and this is the local host address, and it remains same, 127.0.0.1. Then 3000 is the port number. That is the port number of Atom. That will be same for us. So we do not have to make the changes to it. But yes, this is a server, and this is the proof. 127, like it's written na, local host and the port number is written. That proves that it is a server. Now I am coming here to the HTML because our files are here. I'm just clicking on file 2. You can see this file 2 has been opened. Here on the title bar, it is written file 2. And here it is written what content I had written there. Now I have just kept it here. Let me just arrange both here. I am arranging them both. Reducing the font size a bit. Okay, so now both are here. Actually, I want to show you that what is the meaning of live server. Live server means as I will be making any changes into this file, that changes will be automatically reflecting on the live server. On the left hand side, you can see this is my Atom editor, and on the right hand side, this is my web page. Web pages we create with the help of HTML. Okay, so you can see that these 3 lines are written in 3 different, like this is written in 3 different lines, but here it is coming in 1 line only. So why it is coming in 1 line? Because in the HTML, if you want to create the content in 2 different lines, you have to use a tag. Suppose for after this line, I want it to be coming in the next line. So for here, I will be giving BR tag. This BR tag is the line break tag. Line break tag means that after this, see, it is automatically refreshed. I am not doing anything. I didn't press this button. I didn't reload it, but again, automatically it is coming. So this is the benefit of the live server. Now I want to change the color of this page. So here in the body, I am just giving a space. Body is the tag. BG color is the attribute. BG color. And suppose here I am giving the color yellow. I am just pressing Ctrl S to save this file. I have pressed Ctrl S. And as I have saved this file, you can see the color of this page has been changed. You can see the color of this web page has been changed. So you can give here whatever you like. The color of the text is black here. If you want to change the text color, you can just give the attribute. See, this which I am writing inside the tag is known as attribute. So text equals to, suppose I want to give the text in blue color. So I have saved, and you can see the color of the text has been changed. So this is the very basic structure which I have right now. Suppose you want to give some heading into your page. Now what I am going to do, I am going to create a new file to explain about the headings in HTML. So that is another topic. I will suggest you both to create the notes. If you're not creating the notes now, no issues. You can take screenshots. You can watch the video again. So in the video, you can just pause it and you can note down, and the things will be easier for you. So I'm just creating a new file by pressing Ctrl N. I'm saving it by pressing Ctrl S. And in the HTML here, I'm just creating the file 3. So file 3.html I have given. .html is necessary to be given. Otherwise, the file will be saved in the text format. So I have just pressed enter. You can see the file has been saved with the name file3.html. Now, the way you can see, this is not file 3. I can change this address from here also. This is known as the address bar. Here we type the URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Uniform Resource Locator is basically a address which is actually locating some particular page to somewhere. So here we are just changing here. You can see file2.html is written. I am just changing it to 3. I press enter. This file is empty right now, so nothing is coming. Now I have taken this HTML here. Enter. You can see this particular code is in front of you. Now in the title I am writing here heading demo, because I am going to explain about headings in this particular file. I am closing these particular Atom, VS Code, this all from here because I want to show that particular in a full manner. So that's it. Okay. So you can see now it is visible. You can come here and you can see it's written file 3. Okay, now I have pressed Control S. It's saved. So what is going to be happen, like this title we have given. Now here what I am going to do, here I am going to tell you about headings. So there are 6 headings in HTML, H1 to H6. So here I am writing, I am heading label 1. There are 6 labels. I am pressing Control C to copy this code and I have just pasted it 6 times. When you are creating the heading, like you do not have to use all of them always. Simply, you do not have to use all of them always. Here you can see it's written heading demo as a title. Here it is coming like this because it is H1. You can see the size. Whichever label you need, you will be obviously using that. Now I'm just changing them all to 2 and like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because 6 are there and they are actually in the descending order. Descending order means first H1 is the largest one, H3 will be the smallest one. So H3 not the H3, H6 will be the smallest one. So this is the heading label 3. I'm just changing the things here. 4, 4, 4, and here this is the 5, heading level 5. This is heading level 5 and 6 are there, not 7, only 6. So 6, heading level 6, heading level 6. Save it and you can see now the changes are reflecting on the right hand side. So in here you can see this one is the heading level 1, the largest one, the biggest one. Then H6 is the smallest one. I'm just making it bigger. You can zoom the browser by pressing Control plus. So I'm just pressing Control plus. You can see here it is 175%. So it is zooming in. It is just zooming in. Your content is not changing. So this is 100%. That is the normal size of the browser zoom level. So this is 100%. Okay, so this is the heading labels. Now you want to change the color of the body. Again, I'm telling this BG color is the attribute. This is the tag. See, tag is different and attributes comes inside the tag. Here I'm giving the color, yet let's say blue. I will be telling you there are different ways to give the colors also. Right now I am telling you the absolute manner to give the color. There are 3 ways. We will be discussing them in the next class. I can't discuss them today. All the things cannot be discussed in one class. Text color you can change, like black is not visible, so I'm just taking it white. So here you can see. Now there you can just like you can see it's coming from the left side. It is left aligned. Headings are left aligned by default. You can change their alignment also. Here I am giving align equals to right. So what will be happening? This heading has gone to the right. You can see this is coming to the right of the browser. So you can make the changes in its position also. Then I am taking align equals to center. See, let me tell you this thing also. So here you can see left, right, center are the 3 ways to align any heading, and that can be given with the help of align attribute. So align left I am not given, but by default everything is left aligned. That's why it's coming to the left only. These 3 are also coming to the left only. If you want to change any of these headings that where you want to give, so you can just use that. Now coming back to the, like I'm just showing this code completely to you. You can take the screenshot of this also. Okay, so this much clear about the headings, whatever I discussed right now. That much clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a
Okay, very
question.
good. Yes, Chandra.
Can you please explain me again the meta tag? What is the character set and the UTF-8 means?
See, basically when we
Same
talk about
explanation of
meta tag,
terms of this.
hmm, yes,
Explanation of
Praveen.
these terms.
Yes,
Explanation
that
of
only.
terms.
Yeah, that only I'm going to do now. See, meta element or meta tag is basically a snippet of text that describes the page content. Okay, like the meta tag don't appear on the page itself, but if you want to use, you can use. Actually, it is used for, you can say, storing some information. If we talk about UTF-8, So when we talk about UTF-8, it is basically character set attribute. Attribute value is basically it contains the value that is character set, which is specific encoding type there is. Like UTF is the encoding type, that is the Unicode. Okay, there are many you can say in like encoding types like ASCII 7, ASCII 8, Unicode. So here actually UTF is basically used. That is basically encoding type, and it is Unicode encoding type. If you want to know more about Unicode, so I can just help you out from here. Unicode encoding. So you can see actually it is UTF-8 means Unicode 8, 8-bit. So here is the complete list. It is having like 6,655 characters. Whatever we are typing, whatever we are writing, it is actually like our computer system understands 0, 1, but we are typing in English. So when our computer system understands 0, 1, so we have to convert it now. That's why this is the Unicode is basically the character set scheme, which is basically getting followed here by you can say HTML. This UTF-8 is getting followed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then moving further. Just a second. Coming to the live server. Yeah, it is live server. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going towards the file 2 once again, and let's add one heading there. So file 2 I have changed from here only. I'm coming back to the file 2, and here also now we can add the heading. Suppose I am just taking H1, I am writing here introduction as a heading, and I want it center align. So I am taking here align equals to center. As it is non-case sensitive, so we can type it in capital also or small also. So this is very basic things which I have discussed right now. Now I am coming towards a new file, and I will be discussing some more content for today. So here I am taking file 4.html. So this we have created. You can go back from here also. So you can just come here and you can just get your file. Suppose file 4 I am opening here. So this way also, or you can change the address from here. Okay, so here I'm just taking the HTML, and here I'm just giving the title doc1, suppose like that only I have given. So suppose I'm just taking some content from the internet. Suppose I am taking about C language. I'm just copying something. I will give you a like in today's assignment, like what you have to do today, you have to create web page, create a web page on my hobbies, even like whatever you like, you can just type. I'm not saying that choose a topic, maybe your favorite sport or something. Choose one topic and write kind of essay on that. Type here, not copy pasting thing. I am copy pasting because I have to save time for now to tell you the tags. You have to innovate, you have to innovate the things. So I have just pasted this content here, and you can see it's going long. I'm just pressing control, like I'm just pressing enter here to see the content in one place, but it will be not making any difference. You can see either I have saved it in another line, then also it will be coming like this only. So here you can see it's coming in full aspect, like till here, till there. I want to get it in a, like now I'm going to tell you about the paragraph. If you want to create a paragraph, I'm taking this P tag. P tag is basically the paragraph tag. If you are giving any content inside this P tag, that means you are creating a paragraph. You can just, yeah, you can just take this way. So this you can see a paragraph. Now what is the difference? You can see this way one is the paragraph and another is not the paragraph. Both are giving the output in the same manner. But yes, till when you have to arrange your content on the pages, it's good approach to give the things in the paragraphs. So you can apply different formatting on them. So I'm just keeping this also in the paragraph. Now there are two different paragraphs, and you can see that they are coming this way. Now suppose I want to make some alignments into that. So how can we do that? There are different alignments. I'm just using this three paragraphs I have created here, and all are by default left aligned. You can see it is starting from left, that means it is left aligned. So here I am just making align equals to right. If I am taking align equals to right, so you can see now it started from here. Like the content obviously will be left to right only, but yes, the alignment is right. Then I am making it center here. By default it is left, I'm making it center here. So you can see now the content has been coming in the center. This is left align itself. Now, if you want to make the changes to it, you can do that also. There is one more alignment. Let me tell that also. That is justification, justify. So when I'm taking align equals to justify, so it is just like the Microsoft justify, and it will be coming all go. Now you will be not understanding the differences because the content is not very big. Let me increase the content so you will be able to understand it in a very better manner, because there will be content, so it will be having more lines. Now here you can see this one is the right line starting from here. This is the center line. It's starting, it's ending up in the center only. It is the justify. Justify is checking the whole area, you can see. And this is the left line. So this is the left line and this is justify. You can feel the difference. Now let me increase the text in this one also. I have not increased. So here you can see now the left alignment is actually taking till here only. It is just cannot take this map word here, so that's why it's coming in the next line. But it is adjusting, the justify is actually adjusting the spaces in such a way that it will be occupying the whole space. Now here suppose you want to apply some bold, italic, underline, that can also be applied. So what I am going to tell you now, I am just going to tell you about the formatting tags. So bold, italic, underline are known as the formatting tags. So suppose here I am applying bold, suppose from here till here I am applying bold. So whichever part of the code text you want to be bold, you want just have to apply it be here, be here. The bold, the formatting tags always come inside the paragraph. Don't give this outside the paragraph. So here you can see this particular text is now coming in bold. This particular line is now coming in bold and all rest is in the normal font. If you want italic, suppose here I am applying italic. I is used for italic.
Ma'am,
So here, yes.
ma'am, please send the ma'am, please send it. Ma'am, please send a ma'am a
Please
particular
send what?
ma'am, please send a particular table to know all these keywords and so that we
Okay,
can
okay,
learn and
definitely.
understand better.
Definitely. HTML tags. I will be just sharing this. It will be having all the tags here. Okay, this way. So our notes kind of thing will be there. I'm just sharing it in the chat also, and I will share it in the assignment also. In the chat, I have shared this link. If you will be clicking on this link, so you will be directly redirected towards this particular page. Okay, fine. So like this, you can just go for the italic also. Now I am doing one thing. I am creating a new file. In that particular file, I will be telling all the formatting tags. So here I am taking file 5.html, and in this particular I will be telling the formatting tag. So I'm just writing the heading also, formatting tags. So here what I am going to do, suppose let's take some tag. Suppose I'm taking here B. B stands for bold. I am bold. Then I stands for italic. I am italic. So this particular will be coming in italic. Then I am taking U. U stands for underline. I am underlined. Then here is a strong tag. A strong tag also gives the output in bold only. I am strong, but yes, it is like emphasizing. If you want to use this particular tag, that will be giving the same output. But yes, it's up to you. Like there are two options for you, whichever you like to use for bold. Either strong or bold you can use. EM stands for emphasize. I am emphasized. So emphasize is basically emphasized. It is just like italic only. The output will be coming in italic only. But yes, there are two tags for the same purpose. Then I'm using S. S stands for strike. I am striked through. So it will be cut. It will be cut. Then I am marked. So marked tag will be giving the content in the highlight. Basically, here I have not given BR tag. Like when we were talking about the headings will be like, let me show you that particular. The heading was also automatically coming in other lines. But when we talk about the these tags, so these will be not coming in other lines. They will be coming in same line. So what we have to do, we have to use here the BR tag. So when you will be using the BR tag, so these all will be coming in other lines. So here you can see now these all are coming in other lines. I am just zooming in by pressing Control plus. So now it is on 300%. You can just see bold is this way, italic, underline, strong, emphasize, strike through. Just a second. Okay, so yes, let me come back here. So like here you can see, like there are many more. Let me show you them also. Now after the marked, we can just have TT. TT stands for the typewriter. Like here we use the TT tag, and TT stands for the typewriter type. I am typewriter typed. So it will be giving the output as typewriter. I am using here BR, so it will be coming in the next line. So you can see the font is different. Then here also I'm just using the BR. Now here I'm using address. So suppose if you want to give some address, you can just, address means postal address kind of. So you can give the address here. It will be just giving the normal output. But actually it will be address tag. So it emphasizes that you are giving the address. Here I'm taking, suppose I'm writing here Nagar, Lucknow, like this Lucknow I'm doing. Or let's say F12 oblique 45. Like this is, suppose I have given the address, so it will be coming in italic only. But actually it is by default. Suppose I have not taken this one. So here you can see I have not given the BR, but then also it is automatically coming in the next line. So the address tag automatically takes one BR, that is the next line character. Okay, so with this we have seen many things. Now I am just telling two more tags. One is the sub, that is for the subscript. Subscript means when you want the text to be a bit smaller. Suppose I want to write like I want to give H2O. So H, and I'm writing sub here, subscript, and I'm taking 2, and then I'm writing O. So this 2 will be actually coming in small, very small. You can see this way. Very small means below the line. Then I am telling you superscript. Suppose I want to write A plus B whole square. So I will be using superscript, and I'm writing 2. So you can see it is coming A plus B whole square. So this way you can just give these things, and it's all in front of you. You can take the screenshot. Okay, so like today we have done 5 different files, and in those 5 different files we have studied different things like formatting tags. We studied heading labels. We studied. We talked about the BG color kind of things, like how you can change the background color of your page, how you can align your headings, how you can create the paragraphs. These things we have discussed, the alignments of the paragraphs. So every like both of you, please tell me that whatever I have discussed today, that much is clear or not.
Yes, ma'am, I have no problem.
Okay, Praveen, what about you? What happened? Praveen has left the meeting. Maybe some network issue. No issues. We have already done. So now your today's assignment would be that you have to try to create a proper web page by yourself, in which you can take any topic, either your hobby or any favorite sport or your city. Just create a single web page, and whatever things we have done in the class today, try to apply them there, and you have to submit it also. Okay, so you have to submit it also. Praveen, whatever we have discussed, is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Praveen. So your today's assignment is that you have to create one web page by yourself. You have to take a topic by yourself, maybe your hobby, your favorite sport, or anything, or your city. So just create a web page in which you will be describing, like typing both the paragraphs, use the paragraph tag, use the headings, like whatever we have studied today. You have to apply all of them in a single page. That is your task. The due date for submission of this particular assignment is day after tomorrow. You are having today's time and tomorrow's time. Next class is tomorrow itself. That will be at the same time. That is 10 a.m. With the same link, you have to join. I hope today's class, as it was the first class, it was fruitful to you and you studied or learned something new.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But
Yes, ma'am.
but please send the
Mhm.
ma'am. Please send the notes. Ma'am, please send the
Notes,
notes
like, see, notes, like you, in the case of notes, I
before
would
the class
suggest.
because I'm unable to